Hard times. Yeah, now that I remember it, Central Park used to be a just giant, great, big, huge hole. I think there was some mineral there or something there. We left some of the mineral because it's good mineral to mine, and we didn't really need any more of it. But we mined out the whole. There's this whole big like kid. I think I was gonna make this huge lake actually there or something like that. But basically, we were mining it, and we mined it, and we mined I think like this kidney shape down there. Is this great big quarry, and I think I was gonna make a lake in the middle or something. I don't really know. Anyway, it was a big quarry, and we were mining the metal, the metal out of it. I think there was copper and all kinds of stuff. It was one of my better mines. Anyway, though, we mined it like crazy, and I think we might have done some of the sewer system, or there was some big pipes because we continued mining it down in there. I think there's a bunch of stuff down there actually. Like there used to be like down there we used to go. Used to go in, and I think there was even a train trestle that went out or something like that because we used to mine it and pull out the dirt and pull out the ore. And there was like this big thing that went around the side and it's this great big huge hole in the middle of the thing. And I think what happened was we did all that. Then I think we turned it. It was a big water pit, and then I think we started dumping a bunch of trash in there or something like that. And then I forget exactly. We filled it, and eventually all the trash went in there. It got filled up, I think. And then when they dug the subway, they were just dumping the dirt out on. I mean the what's called the silt, the slush, out onto the top. And I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in there. Anyway, later on, and it. Let's see, what was it? I forget what exactly all the details of Central Park, but anyway, and then I think it was a sewage treatment plant. They used to use the poop. They used to go and dump the poop on top, and it would settle. The sewage from the surrounding buildings would just dump out in there. I think it's because it was a great big hole, and so we used to just dump the pooey water right in there, and then we would drain off the top. I think it was a recirculating pond for a while because it was such a big hole. I forget. I was going to do a lake. I don't know. A lot of things changed. But anyway, though, they're dumping the poop in there, and I think they were draining off the water. And eventually it became really smelly, and people didn't like it. So I think we filled it up with trash, and then we built a new sewage treatment plant somewhere underground. I do a lot of stuff underground, so I was just like, well, let's just build it underground. So we just built this great big sewage treatment plant. I think there was a big sewage treatment plant. I don't really remember. I mean, it was so long ago. Anyway, we built this great big sewage treatment plant or something, and then we put the wastewater up on top or something like that. And it's a big jelly pile. And it was settling like crazy. And people just go walk out and go bloop. We used to just walk out and go bloop right into it. I mean, you couldn't drive over it, you couldn't do anything. And I think then we put a bunch of rock down in there or something like that, because it's basically just this big kidney-shaped hole that goes down like 150 feet or something like that, or 200 feet. It just goes. It was this big open pit mine, and then I think Donald Trump or someone wanted to build on it, wanted to sell it for condos or something, and then he found out that you can't build on it. It's this great big hole that goes down like 200 feet or something like that. It's a big trash pile. And I wanted to put like it's my property basically. It's all mine, and the whole thing is pretty much mine. And I actually did build a building there by just going. We took the iron bars and went into one side and went into the other side and basically suspended this big building on top for a while. And there's building pads. We built a building pad up there because I think we went across. I think there used to be this big mine shack or something at the very end or something like that. Yeah. Back in the old days, it used to be like this overlook building, and I think it was structurally put into the sides or something, but eventually rusted and started to collapse a little bit. And later on, they filled it all back in. Yeah, anyway, it's been over a long time. But I mean, it's my property pretty much. It's my property. But yeah, and then let's see. Then we were just using it as a park, and basically, it's just my forgotten property. I own it. I own like most of New York though. So or at least good sections of it. A lot of those buildings. They're all my old manufacturing companies turned into houses, and then stuff. So yeah. Anyway, though, but yeah, it's one of my older properties. Anyway, a lot of cool stuff underground. There's a lot of old forgotten relics, things that were mine, or building projects that were mine, because I used to build a lot of stuff. I used to build trains and do all this underground mining, and we worked for thousands of years or whatever. Build. Anyway, so we were building forever, and most people would consider he's getting so rich. It's like, well, there's this point where you're so rich, and then after that, it's like you're just taking care of the people that work for you. And like I said, me personally, like at a certain point after I became rich and everything else like that, or well off. Now I don't know. Then now, whatever, creator of 800 galaxies. But at a certain point, you just you're taking care of people after that. And I crossed that threshold a long time ago. And like I said, Germany and even England and a couple of the other countries just gave me this feeling of complete and total love and caring. I had cared for them a lot. All my all my search and rescue things, I was spending lots of money and directing lots of ships. And they looked at it as I didn't have to give it. I didn't have to care, but I did. But then again, I'm the creator of so many life forms and so many races, and they're my people. A lot of those aircraft things, or a lot of those things, I had directed these people to go out there and to do this stuff. And so when things went wrong or they didn't come back, I was just, just being responsible. I had sent those people out there, so I sent more people out there. Yeah, and that happened a couple of times where like people didn't report back in or something like that, and then I would always send a backup crew, someone to check on them. And it became like this thing, if one crew went there, then another crew would go there, soon after, just to make sure everything was okay. And usually it was after a while. But anyway, though, hundreds of years of building and everything else like that, and building projects in cities from, all around the world. So, anyway, but yeah, Central Park, quite a place. And there should be pictures on everything. You should be able to. There was supposed to be a museum there that showed like the old mine and the workings of it, and all the different stages, because I had them take pictures. Like that's one of the things about me is that every stage of the way I would always be proud, and I would always be like, take pictures. And so I'd pay for the pictures to be taken and for the people to take pictures of everything. So, later on we could go back and go, oh, look at that. Because I always loved to have the history and the photos, because I knew that we couldn't take those moments back. That once they're gone, they're gone. So, it's now or never. So as I went along through time and space and life and existence, I'd always have them take pictures and take pictures and take pictures, and we'd celebrate. We'd do celebrations. I love the celebrations. We'd always do celebrations. It was like, yes, we've done it. Anyway, so there would be a big celebration, and I'd pay for it and all that. So.